Yeah, my name's Ernie Peria. I started with kickboxing in 1990. I had my first mixed martial arts event, 97, 98. It was an open palm tournament. And I took up full contact, no holds barred fighting. My first one was in 1999. And here I am today at King of the Cage, my last fight, 10 fights later.
So you're a police officer.
Yes.
Like, how did that whole thing happen?
Well, I was into martial arts. I started kickboxing in 1990. So when I became a law enforcement officer in 96, I already had the background of martial arts, and I kind of incorporated it into my law enforcement way of thinking and training. And I just continued with my training in martial arts, and it was a fight was presented to me, my very first one, and I took it, and I beat the guy in 57 seconds. And a wrestler outweighed me by like 30 pounds, choked him out, and I thought, hey, this is pretty cool. So I continued with it for a few years, and here I am today.
So what does your sergeant, the guys who you work alongside with, think of you doing this?
They support me. My whole staff supports me. I think the biggest thing that they're worried about is me getting hurt, because 80% of the guys support me, but then there's that 20% will say, no, you shouldn't be doing this, because what if you get hurt? If you get hurt inside the ring, work comp's not gonna save you. What are you gonna do for money? They're kind of worried about the injury thing, but I'm a professional, and I know what it takes to be in there. I'm not gonna get in there on a day's notice or a week's notice. I'm gonna prepare just like I did for tonight. And I spent 2.5, 3 months preparing for tonight, and as you could tell the outcome, I think I choked him out in 1 minute and 10 seconds, so I know how to prepare.
Tonight you were supposed to fight a parolee.
Yes.
What happened with all that? Why didn't that
From what the promoters and the matchmakers told me, the parolee got picked up by the U.S. Marshals a few days ago, and unfortunately, it's his loss. I mean, it was probably his dream to fight a law enforcement officer, with me leaving my badge at home, and it's really his loss, because this is my last fight. I will not fight again, and someone else got to take his place and take his spotlight, so that's his loss.
Why are you stopping your career from fighting? Why don't you want to do that?
Law enforcement takes up 10, 12 hours of my day. On my days off, I'm in court. So the time that I do have, my free time, I need to start spending it with my family. My girls are getting older, and as much as I love this sport, it takes a lot to train, 3 hours, 4 hours a day. And even though I did it for this one fight, it still took a lot of time away from my family, and my girls are growing up, and I need to spend the time with them.
Have you ever been out on the streets and you pull somebody over and they want to start a fight with you, and you just choke them out on the sidewalk?
The funny thing is, I was just interviewed by a local newspaper yesterday. They came up to my house and they spent a couple hours with me, and they asked me that same question. And I've never been in a street fight, and I've never been in an altercation while on duty. I've never had an excessive force case filed against me, and so nothing like that's ever happened. I've never been in any type of altercation. I can calm things down, and it works in my favor.
Where do you see the mixed martial arts business going like 5 years from now?
5 years from now, and I was just talking to Terry about this, and it helps that I'm getting the law enforcement community involved. I brought judges here tonight. I brought FBI agents tonight. I brought federal agents. I brought police officers, sheriffs, every type of agency you could think of. I brought them here tonight to watch this, whether for the first time or second time. And if I can get that professional community involved in King of the Cage or other type of organizations, I see it in 5 years being how ESPN has Friday night fights. I see King of the Cage being on, possibly Fox Sports Net on Mondays, or, ESPN2 on Wednesdays. I see it being in our household, once a week, twice a week, just like boxing.
Is there anything that you dream about accomplishing accomplishing in this mixed martial arts business that you didn't do that you wish you could?
I think I've accomplished everything that I wanted to. I never had any goals of becoming a world champion or anything like that. My whole thing of getting involved in this was to compete and see how good my training was. And I've done that with the record, a retirement record of 9-1. I'm satisfied. I'm done.